Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is May 24th, 2021, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching the US dollar consolidate versus the major pairs. There are no major economic events scheduled for today, but as we look at the various markets, starting out with the currencies, we're watching the Canadian dollar still looking to break out versus the USD. In terms of indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ bounced before, but it may not be such a rosy week. We're going to take a look at a couple of things. And looking at commodities, oil bounces while gold continues to trade higher. As we look at the stocks, they rotating, especially with the tech stocks trading lower. Lastly, Bitcoin has a dead cat bounce and is trending downwards. We're going to take a look at that as well. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. Okay, so we're kind of in a pause position right now when we're looking at the US dollar versus the major pairs. So looking at the Euro USD, we're looking at actually hit this 122.20-ish level and retracing below it, only about 30 pips below, but still maintaining that 21.67. Okay, so that is a tight range that we're just trading in, and we're at that bottom of the range. I would like to see this continue to go higher here as it's looking for strength. Okay, it is trading on that 8-day moving average right there, so it may pose a position where it does bounce at these levels. Now looking across the board, GBP USD also consolidated here, but at the top of the range, and also not breaking its 8-day moving average. And as we look at the USD CAD, very strong, really inching stronger. Okay, this is actually a weekly of the CAD, and the last time we hit here was 2017. We've been mentioning this several times. You can see it's just inching so slightly, and then I expect actually a push out move. So keep in mind that there are some continued inflationary issues in the United States, and that's forcing the dollar to be weaker versus some major pairs. Now jumping into gold, okay, and this is where it makes the difference. Gold is an inflationary haven asset, which means when there's inflation, people gravitate to gold, and that's exactly what's happening here at 1883. It seems like last year when we hit this 2000 level, that looks a better graph there, we could see that it hit that 2000 level and then retraced, finally making a double bottom at 1676-ish level, and now taking it higher. So this does look like it's posed for a reversal, and we kind of jumped the gun when we were here last summer in August as this rally took place, okay? But it does look like we're taking the rally now and possibly continue to go higher there as well. So keep that in the limelight as this may continue to pose higher. Now looking at oil. Oil is trading at $63.98, just off of its $64. Nice little bounce since last week at $61.40. It was probably the worst week oil's had in quite some time. I mean, we went from $66.80 down to $61. That's almost a $7 move. So a bit of a retracement here. We're almost at that 50% mark. Okay, but that's usually how it goes. It bounces at 50% and then makes a correctional move. Now jumping into the indices, the Dow Jones is trading at that top range of 32,476 as we have an inflationary number coming out this Friday. So something to look forward to. This may pose a potential entry point somewhere this week with continued weakness. There is further weakness in the NASDAQ, because if we look at the individual stocks, especially the tech stocks, they are trading lower. Looking at Amazon trading at 31.92, does look like it's getting weaker. If we look at JP Morgan, a little bit stronger. So you see that divergence between the Dow and the NASDAQ, where the tech stocks are really weak and the bank stocks are strong. Looking at that Facebook also retracing here at 313, and lastly looking at Microsoft also. So we're kind of treading water right now, which means that we're not going to go higher, we're not going to go lower until we get some sort of consensus as to where we're standing in terms of inflation. Now, really, the last thing is Bitcoin. I'm surprised that it got beat up this much and is forming a downwards trend line. Now, the 30-day moving average is your possible resistance-ish area. So if we do see any sign of correction on the upside on it, because it does look like its lower lows are less prominent than they were before, okay? So we did get a low of 29, but still nothing compared to where we were right here at that 30,000-ish level. But altogether, okay, I think we're going to consolidate in this area, as this potentially may be a good entry point for long-term traders, you know, in the anticipation is going to go higher. Okay, now Bitcoin has had a really rocky week based on just news. Okay, just on what Elon Musk has been saying, some of the consensus in the market. But remember, inflationary concerns are going to push this particular cryptocurrency higher. So with that said, this may be a potentially long time move where we have a good entry point for a correctional move on the upside for Bitcoin. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.